Hey y'all, this is Arabia from Arabia Ask You. Guys, I have a special treat for you. I have with me the rapper JFKratez. Get excited, it is about to go down. We talk about freestyling and all types of stuff. So you don't want to miss this. Stay tuned. Guys, we are with JFKratez. Oh my God, DMV's hottest rapper from the Caribbean. So, can you tell us a little bit about how you got started?
My history of music starts back a long time. I was in the DC Youth Orchestra program growing up. It was at Calvin Coolidge High School every Saturday in the orchestra playing the violin and things like that. In high school, just kind of fast forward and also I played the piano growing up, and then, in high school, I was just surrounded by friends of mine who liked to freestyle and things like that at lunch. And so we started calling ourselves the Cypher Circle. We used to, like with the clips,
Boom, 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 boom. What is it? Grinding.
Grinding, yeah. Yeah, we used to crank that like every day and freestyle and go outside and freestyle, and we started calling ourselves Cypher Circle.
Okay.
And then what happened was me and my boy Chad, he had already started making like beats on this game on PlayStation for a little while, and we downloaded the software Fruity Loops, and we started making beats. Like, I started making beats with him, but I continued. And then I used to walk around the school with my speakerphone, like cranking my beats and listen to it, and people would come and freestyle with me. So we started calling ourselves Cypher Circle, and then it kind of evolved into Cypher 360s, and that's my record label, and that's how, And then my boy Jargon, who I usually make beats for,
okay.
We met in geometry class back then, talked about a lot of rap and hip-hop and stuff like that. He used to be out, freestyling and battling sometimes with people, in DC, and I started making beats for him, and yeah.
So you make your own beats?
I make all my own beats. I do all my own engineering.
Wow, and you write your own stuff?
Of course.
Yeah. No, of course, because you know how hip hop is now.
That is true. Yeah. I'm not dark skinned Drizzy,
Dark skinned Drizzy, that's cute.
Hashtag. I write everything.
In terms of how hip hop is now, how do you feel about how hip hop is now from where you grew up in your era?
Well, it's definitely a lot different. People say it doesn't focus as much on lyricism. I think it's in a very transitional place right now where it's trying to figure its own identity out.
Okay.
But, it's commercially pretty much at its best. And I think that I want to see more imagination in it. I miss listening to underground rappers back in the day who they would tell a story about something you never even thought of, you never even imagined it before. So lyrically, that's what I like, or I would like to see more of. But I think it's dope just because a lot of people are just expressing themselves in all these creative new ways and just being free, So I don't know. I can go on off about that all day. But.
Right, because I was listening to your new project that you got out.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the songs you was talking about robots.
Oh, yeah.
And so I've listened to probably all of your tracks.
Yeah,
that one particular song, I cannot remember the name of the song for the life of me, but I think so. And you said something about robots, and I said, oh, okay, what is this? I'm like, you was giving me, I feel like the whole project, it was definitely J. Cole, Kendrick, that seemed like that was your era. Would you say, who would you say are your inspirations?
Well, see, I could go off all day about that.
Top 5.
Any genre of music?
Any. Yeah. Well, yes, because this will be your inspiration. So.
Yeah. So, I'll go like this. Off top.
Okay.
Jay-Z, Kanye, Nobuo Uematsu, Koji Kondo, and Michael Jackson.
Really? Why Michael Jackson?
He's a visionary.
Okay.
So you said earlier that when you heard my project, you heard me talking about robots and things like that, right?
Right.
What I like about Michael Jackson is Michael Jackson. You're gonna see this in my music, whether it's this project, the last, all my project, the common thread between all my music and Jargon's music and all of that. We create fantasy worlds out of our projects, and we bring a message through it. But like, you know, the way Thriller worked, or Bad, or the vision Michael Jackson had when he made Remember the Time, when he made that video. It's like there's a message to all of it, but he created a world out of all of it.
Right.
I'm like that. So Michael Jackson is an inspiration to me for that reason.
Nice. How would you say that you give back to your community with your music?
Well, I try to always make music that has a message. It's point blank. And I try to talk about the things that people aren't talking about. So for example, the video that I have right now, I called it a music vlog.
It's a symbol of his absolute power.
Yeah, we in a chess game where the pieces don't talk, they move. I don't talk much, cause if they know your next move, you lose. If you're not careful, then they gon' come and get you if you step out of line. And the king gon' keep doing things one step at a time. Yeah, if we act up, our king takes away the healthcare. But if we're good, he might put a few of us on welfare. He never lets us know what he's gonna do to us next. So we gambling and don't know when we losing the bet. Our king is very shy, he doesn't usually speak. But in the store, he makes sure there's some new shoes every week.
And it's for a song called Quiet Kingdom. And in Quiet Kingdom, it's based loosely on the book 1984. And I'm talking about the topic of, the video starts with a documentary about Vlad the Impaler. He was an evil tyrant who Dracula's based on. Dracula, the fictional guy.
Right.
Vlad the Impaler is based on him. And the video starts with this clip about how Vlad put this golden cup in the middle of his town square. And sometimes people would drink from it, but no one ever stole it. And he just left it there as a symbol of his power. It's like, you wouldn't even dare take this because you get impaled. So I was making the point in this song Quiet Kingdom about how a lot of us are walking around like that in fear. We're in fear of what we say, what we do, our job security, you know, how we retire, things like that. And but a lot of us are thinking similar things. So like songs like that, I try to approach music in that way to make it a community thing, because hip hop is about the community to me. Like you mentioned in the beginning, I'm from the Caribbean, from Guyanese, and you know, hip hop. One of the roots of hip hop is reggae,
right?
Also calypso, so on and so forth. These are community. These are community oriented. You know, when I was gonna say my top 5 influences, I was like the last one. I was like between Michael Jackson and Bob Marley, because when you listen to reggae, you know, you listen to Bob. He's making music you can dance to, but he's always telling you something about his community.
Always.
So I'm like influenced by that as well. Like I always make music where I want people to be able to relate to it and say, dang, he's saying that thing I didn't know how to put into words.
Right.
Hey, what's up? I'm JFKratez, and Arabia asked me, and I answered.
Let's say if I had the opportunity to be on Oprah and Ellen's level, to give you a check. And if I was to give you a check, like, what do you feel like you would do with that money? I gave you a check of, let's say, $1 million.
$1 million? Right now, I would go first and buy some land in my country, Guyana, for a number of reasons. It's a big deal right now to do that. So I want, like, my fellow minorities, you know. Also, I would just put it into my business, and I have a number of ways that I would invest into my business, you know, in marketing and merchandise and things like that. And also over the years, I've my degree. I went to school, UMBC, and my degree is in psychology. Over the years, I've done a lot of work with people with autism and with other disorders. I will go back to them and make some donations, and not even just donations. Like try to actually put some constructive work in. Try to figure out how I can help out with some of those type of things. But ultimately, I put the money into entrepreneurship, So,
if you could collab with someone, alive or dead, who would you collab with? One person.
Alive
just
or dead.
one person.
On music.
Yes, on music. But actually, anything, I guess. Anything they can help you with for your projects. Like, who would you choose?
Gosh, man, that's a good question. That's a tough one. There's so many people. Maybe I'll pick Maybe I'll pick Shigeru Miyamoto.
Why him?
He's a video game designer. He's the greatest video game designer of all time, in my opinion. You know what I mean? He's the guy who created Super Mario, Legend of Zelda, and all these video games. And I think he's extremely creative, and I think what he and Nintendo do is amazing, and I would love to be part of it in some way. I'd love to contribute to their vision, even if it's musically, whatever. So I picked him just to kind of, I guess, maybe say something different. If I just say like, I don't know, like Jay-Z, I mean, that's an obvious Twitter answer. But yeah,
Twitter answer.
Yeah.
So I know you mentioned that you freestyle and you've done ciphers. So would you be able to do a freestyle now?
Let's see. I don't know. You got to give me a word. I might be able to.
Just a word?
Yeah.
What about a topic?
I might need that check you mentioned earlier, but yeah, I probably could. Yeah, go ahead. Give me words like every 4 bars, and I'll go. Different words each time.
Just one word. Can it be 2 words?
Yeah.
Okay. Crime.
Crime. That's what happens when I go off the top of the mind. I might run up in your bank, take something I could find. I'd be like, I don't even really know. Sometimes I feel like another average Joe, but I'm not Kendrick. I just come through with another sentence. And just like a sentence, I could put you behind my bars. I'd be like, me and my squad, we are rhyme stars. Came through like all-stars. And we got a ball hard. The playoffs going on right now. I'm looking like Steph Curry or maybe Seth Curry. When I freestyle, I get blurry. It's like, I don't even see anybody that's in front of me. You were supposed to give me a few more words, but you front on me. I'm like, what's going on? I told you every 4 bars. You should give me another one. But it's okay. I'm not done. I'm trying to imply to you right now, you should probably give me another word. But it's okay. I could just freestyle about being another nerd. I got a Naruto golden chain on my neck. That's because he one of my heroes. That's just paying respect. I'd be like, I just go off the dome with the intellect. And just like I mentioned before this freestyle, you gotta run me that check.
Yo.
When you
I felt like I was liking your creativeness. I was like, I don't want to jump in right there.
Right. Yeah.
That was good though.
I tried to turn this into a story.
I see.
But I don't want to take all the glory. I want to say shout out to Global Resources and Supports, because some of those people supported me. They're on New Hampshire Ave, Uptown, DC. And off the psychology topic, go listen to my new project, CD.
Thing with the whole freestyle, if you could pick, well, actually, I'm gonna give you some choices. And so basically, you got to tell me who you would pick out of the choices to be with you on your team to freestyle, and why you would choose that person.
So can you repeat that?
So I'm gonna give you 2 people, and you're gonna tell me which one you would choose for your team to freestyle with if you was battling.
Yeah.
So the first 2, Nas or Jay-Z.
True. Oh, you had to make it a tough one. I'll go with Jay.
And why? Why are you gonna pick Jay over Nas?
Nas beat Jay-Z, and we all know that. I somewhat think it's a fluke. I like the way Jay-Z battled when he battled Nas a little bit more, even though Nas won. See, Jay-Z came with stuff that could really ruin you in terms of dropping facts. Nas was clowning a little bit more, and I think you can beat that. You know, Jay-Z just happened to have not beaten that. But like, if I wanted somebody on my team, I want somebody who will pick you apart the way Jay-Z did the Nas on Takeover. And also, Jay-Z has a way of just swagging on people and making it look like, look, I don't even want to dedicate this time to you, bodying you. You know, like when he went at like people like Joe Budden and, you know, Prodigy and things like that. So yeah, that's why.
All right, Biggie or Tupac?
To battle with. Pac. I'll go with Pac. His energy.
Okay.
I'll just put it that way. Just like you saw how Deontay Wilder yesterday knocked out my man in Brazil. That was just pure. You know, I'm not saying Deontay is not technical, but I'm doing a little bit of martial arts right now too. There's some boxers who will just, off the strength of what cloth they're cut from, the type of energy they have, they will just punish you. Me and my boy talk about that all the time. And that's how I feel about Pac. Pac, just his energy, he'll tear through some people, so.
Drake or Meek Mill?
Battle with. That's close too, because I think a lot of people fake on Drake in terms of how he could battle and what type of distance he could come up with. I'll go with Meek too, again, on this one, off the strength of energy again. Meek also used to battle rap. Drake won that again too, but you know, I think he won that because of the way that he was, the way he finessed it to like crank in the club and things like that.
Right.
But your question was about who would be freestyling with me.
Right.
Meek is from the corner, like actually with the nappy braids, like battling. So he's built that way. So you know.
Okay, so far on your team you have Jay-Z, you have Tupac, and you have
Meek Mill.
Because I wasn't sure. He was kind of okay.
Yeah, I did go. Yeah.
Okay, so now Nicki Minaj over Mima. And choose wisely.
Yeah, I know. This is a setup. This is a trick question.
No trick. But you gotta tell me why.
Y'all go with Remy.
Choice.
I think Nicki's the better rapper, but I don't think she's built for it the way Remy is. That's the bottom line. Nicki is a better rapper than Remy, and Nicki has a better delivery and flow and all that. But Remy, especially with Sheetha, she took Nicki apart, and Nicki didn't really show that she had it in her to really, come back at her with some, like a savage. So, Terror Squad.
Okay. Cardi B. Megan Thee Stallion.
I'm going with Meg.
Really?
Meg, yeah.
Why?
I haven't listened to that much of Meg. She's new.
Have you listened to Fever?
Yeah. That new album is hard.
It
I like
definitely
it.
is.
I was just talking with somebody about that yesterday. Megan is a better rapper. I like Cardi too. But if I'm talking about like being a rap nerd again, I think Megan Thee Stallion's got a little bit better technique. She's more of a punchline rapper. So when it comes to battling, I think she has more of a battle style than Cardi B.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why. Basically.
Last one. Lil Wayne or Eminem?
Oh my gosh. That's a rough one. Like, I know people talk about Eminem like he really shows out in battling, but I think he doesn't go against any heavyweights. And Wayne wouldn't really go against. He hasn't really bodied any heavyweights, but they both have a style where they could battle. So that's why it's hard.
So who you choose?
I'm going with Wayne.
Really? Don't let me
Okay, no, I'll put it this way. Are we talking Eminem's prime now, or prime back then, or talking about him now?
whatever you would like to choose him for. Because I don't want to sway you. So you can go old Wayne or old Eminem or current. It's up to you.
Back in the day, I'm going Eminem. Right now, I'm going Wayne. So what we're talking about right now, we're
talking about right now. You're getting them, but again, Tupac and Biggie's not alive. So
let's go with Wayne.
Okay.
Go with Wayne on that one.
So can you tell us a little bit about your project, your new project, and what was the inspiration behind the project?
Well, my new project is called CD, and anybody who's really followed me for a while knows that I like acronyms. You know, like I've done SLANG, which stands for Speak Like a New Generation. PATH was like a double acronym, Pursuit After the Hate, Pray at the Heavens. So CD is cognitive dissonance. And I mentioned earlier I went to school for psychology. So a lot of my music has psychology concepts in it. And I guess what inspired cognitive dissonance is that I noticed with people a lot of the time nowadays, we live in a transitional state in the world today as millennials. And because we live in this transitional state, I see a lot of my peers, friends around me, who deal with cognitive dissonance a lot. This is also the age where you would. But cognitive dissonance is a time in your life where, or not a time in your life, but it's basically the stress associated with having clashing things that you have to come to accept. You know, you have to unlearn and learn things. And you can either grow through it or you can be fixated. And I wanted to do a project about it just because, I see it a lot.
So can you tell our viewers how they can find you, how they can download your new music and keep in touch with you?
So my new album, CD, which stands for Cognitive Dissonance, is on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal. It's also on SoundCloud. And then you can also find more content from me and from the record label Cypher360s at cypher360s.com. That's CYPHA360Z.com. And you can follow us on Instagram at Cypher360, CYPHA360Z. By the name of JFKratez, if you search it in the streaming platforms, JFKratez, how you find the music.
Well, I want to thank you so much for coming on my show. This was amazing. I really loved the conversation. And as you said, we went to college together, so such a nice reconnection.
Retrievers.
Yes, so guys, remember to like, subscribe, and share, and please comment on this video. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you think of his music. Tell us who you want to see, who you want to see us need to interview. And remember, you can find me at Arabia Actually. I am on all of your platforms, so just go ahead and find me, and you'll be able to keep in touch with me. So see you again for the next episode.